just thought I'd pop in and say a quick good day. I hope you're all doing okay. A few big changes happened around here. One is that the big old girl's decided she's going to have a holiday, and I I don't have an ignition. It's a funny old thing, this thing. It starts, it does everything it should, but I've got no ignition. I've got no warning lights that come on and dash anymore. None of the gauges work. I've got a buzzer on this. This thing's like air brakes, only it's vacuum. It's got a vacuum tank, not an air tank for the brakes. And it's got an emergency buzzer that comes on, just about drives you nuts. That won't turn off. So we're waiting on tomorrow. I think it's about 1:30 in the morning at the moment here. So we're just waiting on tomorrow to turn up, and I'm going to ring the RAC who I'm with, come out and get them a diagnosis. I think the problem was being probably a relay. We've checked all the fuses, everything's okay. We went to go out tonight for a bit of dinner down by the water, and the big old, one of a better word, the big old girl decided she didn't want to go. So I could have driven it down, indicators and everything worked, but the buzzing noise would drive you nuts. It's that loud. It's the same as when a big semi truck goes along and they ran out of air. They've got a big buzzer. This does the same thing. Very annoying. So we'll just work out, get them to diagnose it, and then I'll either go and get a relay or put it in and get an electrician to come out and have a look at it or something. I've had an ongoing problem with this for probably over a year now, where a guy come and done some work on the tail lights or the stop lights for me. He cut out a relay box, so he reckons, and directly wired the wires. And the alternator light come on, hasn't gone off since. It still charges. It's charging up on the gauges. It's doing everything right. But he denied having anything to do with that light coming on. And, you know, typical of half these small tin pot businesses, they call themselves mobile electricians or mobile mechanics, come out and all they are cowboys. So if you're going to get a mobile guy, just make sure they're not cowboys, because they deny everything and won't fix or do anything for you. I hope everyone's had a good New Year. I've had a, reasonable one, I suppose. But I have sorted out one or two things, and big changes, as I said. How can I put it? I've worked out who fake people are on here, and there's more than I thought, and I'm very careful who I trust now. Very, very careful indeed. I'm not going to name any names or anything like that. They know who they are. But there is one or two I'd like to wish a Happy New Year to, that I think I missed last time. And a couple of people who are really, really stuck by me, and they're always polite. They're genuine people, I don't call people mates lightly. To me, a mate is someone you trust and someone that you do, but I really would like to have these people as mates. And when it comes to mates, I don't differ from male to female. I don't say you can't have a female mate, because you can. It's the way it is. So, first off, one of the funniest men I know, and I mean, he's certainly worth a look. He's funny. He's very talented sort of man. He's, well, you know what to explain him. His name's Big Keg. I'm not sure on his real name, but he likes to be known as Big Keg, and I call him Keggy, and that's the way it is. So, thanks for sticking with me there, Keggy. You're a good man. Your talents are very good on the guitar. You're an absolute gentleman. You're a bit of a shit like me, but that's the way it is. But I like you. You're a good bloke. Trust Keggy. Really, really good bloke. And pop and have a look. Big Keggy's name is his channel name, if you want a bit of a giggle. You'd have to watch him. He's very resourceful. He's very talented. He's just a bloody nice bloke. So thanks, Keg. I appreciate you sort of sticking by me and not crapping on me. You get a bit sick of these fakers crapping on you all the time. The next person is also good for a laugh. And hopefully at the end of this year, by the sound of things, we might get to meet him personally, which would be absolutely brilliant. And that's Mel from Mel's Van World. Mel's been a somebody who I've watched for a long time now, the same as Keg. And no, he's a nice bloke, Mel. Always a kind word, never a disgruntled word, and whatever. And you're right there, Mel. It was a very surreal festive season. It was quiet. It didn't even feel like Christmas or New Year to me. It just felt like another couple of days. But, you know, as long as you had a good one, as long as you come through it safe, I suppose that's the main thing that you've got to sort of consider, isn't it? And the next person, who I have watched for a long time, and as I said, I don't differ between mates who are men and mates who are women. To me, they're all just mates. And this person's always been very welcoming to me, very polite, a terrific, fantastic person that she is. And that's Pippa from Worm's Eye View. Pippa. Now, I'm sure I don't need to introduce you to Pip. She's a character in her own right. She's very good. Nice lady. As I said, very welcoming, always encourages people. Very, very nice lady. And her terrific husband, Lee. I often see poor old Lee on there and have a bit of a giggle. And the two wonderful boys who are both doing very well. One's working and one's doing his studies, and they're both getting on well. So good luck to them. And that's good. You know, that's the way it is. So yeah, I do consider Worm's Eye View as somebody who I definitely trust, for sure, as in everyone I've mentioned. And if you're not mentioned here tonight, it just means that you were mentioned on the last video, or without being too impolite, I don't trust you. So as I said, there's going to be a few changes. I'm sick of turning a blind eye and being used up and abused and everything, so it's just not going to be happening anymore. And if you're one of these people who's going to sit there and say, you're talking about me, well, maybe I am. If you've got to ask that question, maybe I am. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but you've offended, you know, certain people have offended me, and I'm not going to put up with it anymore. Anyway, the next person is the Ox. I like Ox. Puts on some very, very good videos. Very nice guy. Very wise sort of a man. Ox is from the Lakota Indian tribe. Very genuine person with his beliefs, very strong beliefs, and beliefs that I also believe in. I know they're Indian beliefs, but they are good beliefs. They're strong, they're honourable, and that's the way it is. No, I've watched Ox for a long time now. Boy, it must be 4 or 5 years now, I suppose. 4 years, something like that. And I've always liked him. So thanks, Ox, for always being there. I might not comment every time on your videos, but I always put a like up. And I do like some of the stuff you put up. Most of it, actually. So yeah, stick with it, mate. You're doing well. Okay, thanks for being there, as I said. Now the next one is James. He's just changed his name. I've had to write it down. Oh, James Edwards Outdoors. Now, if you haven't watched James, he's a cyclist. He goes out and does a little bit of cycling and a little bit of walking, a bit of camping. But he's a really interesting young fella, very polite. If you message him, he messages you back. A very polite man, very good man. He's another one I've been watching for quite a while. James actually closed down for a little while and didn't do anything, which was a shame, because what he does is good. You know, I mean, he's showing people who either can't afford a car or who don't want a car and who prefer to cycle. And if I was fit enough, I would too, but I'm not, so I don't. But no, stick with it, James. I think you're going to do well. And you're one of the ones that I like and trust, and I think you're going to go a long way. I noticed that your last video is starting to come up in watches and your likes and everything's like that. So good luck to you, mate. I hope you do well. Okay, the next one, of course, is Danny Whitewolf. Now, Danny's my Canadian brother, so to speak, as you probably hear it, but that's what I call him, my Canadian brother. He's a very nice man. He's very genuine. He's very strong in his beliefs. He doesn't go on other people's beliefs. He goes on his own. And Danny just stays as Danny, and I like that about Danny. I trust Danny. Also trust the channels he watches, including PWI and Abraxas, another 2 channels who I enjoy. And yeah, so there's 3 channels there in one. So to all 3 of you channels, thanks very much every time I speak to you. And I know I haven't spoken to any with you for a while, and it's not for any reason except I've been going through this thought pattern and been kicked around a little bit, like we all have been. I'm not crying about it. They say there's no fool like an old fool. Well, this old fool was fooled, so it took a while to get over and took a while to get back on, but I'm back on. So, okay, last but certainly not least, all my best wishes go out to Campervan Kevin. Now, I know he's a big channel, and he never watches this one, and I know that for sure, but if you follow Campervan Kevin, he's fighting cancer at the moment. He's got a cyst on his liver, 2/3 of the size of his liver. So if you do follow Campervan Kevin, jump on. Don't feel sorry for the man. Just tell him that your wishes are with him and that you're supporting him and everything. He's a really, really nice guy, and it's a terrible thing to happen. So that's about it with Kevin. I mean, there's other big ones I watch, but they don't ever talk to me. Like Eric, he's too busy to talk to the likes of me. He's just flat out, but he does good videos. The Matic Fanatic, and a few others. But as I say, if you have been forgotten, it doesn't mean that I don't like you or whatever. It just means I've either already mentioned you or I don't trust you. One of the two. You know, it's going to be one of the two. So I know I mentioned a lot in the last video. I've had a little bit happen to me between the last video and this video, and it's made me think, and I thought about pulling the pin on the channel, but I didn't, and I'm not going to. And the next one has a go at me could find that they're going to be biting off a bit more than they can chew. You know, I've had being Mr. Nice Guy, not saying nothing. So everyone I've mentioned tonight, thank you all very much. You're all great channels. I'm only a very small channel. I think we're 172 now. We've got another one. And to our new subscriber, I've forgotten your name. What an idiot, I should have wrote it down. Anyway, thank you. And to all my subscribers, thank you very much for sticking with me. I'll probably lose 1 or 2 over tonight's video, but then I don't care. You know, I know my main people that I watch and who I class as trustworthy and friends will stay with me, so that's the way. Also, another channel I watch is the Aussie Boater. I'm not sure his real name either. He's a bit of a character, but he went and got tested, I think it was 2 days ago, and he's come back positive with corona. So all the best, Aussie Boater. If you do watch this, all the best. Just do your self-isolating. As you said, it won't be a problem. And I hope all goes well for you. All right, guys. Well, with that, the next one will be when we got the big old girl. Well, it's not actually off the road. I just can't stand driving it with that noise. And I don't know what else might or might not work with having no ignition, basically, so to speak. I've got an ignition. It'll start because it's a diesel. It doesn't actually need it. As long as the ignition opens up the fuel regulator and the activator at the front, which it does, it'll run. The alternator seems to be working. The indicators and everything else are working. So, but I'm just not going to drive around with that buzzing me out the cab all day. So we'll have it fixed. That's sorted tomorrow with a bit of luck. Well, I know we will have it if I can get the RAC out and if I can get the part we need, which I'm just a matter of its availability, because the Mazdas are a bit hard, or this particular Mazda is a bit hard to get parts for now, because it was built in Pakistan or India. No, sorry, India. It's an Indian. It's a Punjabi tractor. So the big old girl's an Indian. Oh, blame me. And she just is like a bit difficult sometimes. I don't know if that's in the Indian nature or what it is, but she gets a little bit temperamental sometimes, a bit unloved. She thinks she's not getting the attention she needs. She'll put a show on. So she's put the show on, so I'll get her fixed again, and we'll start off with a new regulator, and away we'll go. All right, well, I bored you all silly enough. I'm sorry it's been so long between drinks, so to speak. And as I say, I'll put another one up when we've got the big old girl back on the road. So maybe tomorrow night we might go down by the waterside. That's what we're going to do tonight, but we didn't. Or, yeah, tonight. But we certainly will, and we'll probably take you with us and maybe even do a... I might even do a live down there. I don't know if I can remember how to get onto Streamlabs or whatever it is, but if not, we'll just do a video and go from there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. You take care, and we'll catch you on a bit later on. Bye-bye.